let it run on by Hadji. Great chance for Scott Arfield. And Rangers lead.
What a goal. What a goal.
Fantastic goal.
Oh.
Slick into passing. Cool finishing from Scott Arfield. His first goal in Europe for Rangers here at Ibrox. 7 minutes into the second half. And Rangers are in front.
Clive, what a goal it is. Brilliant Tavernier. There's a lovely over there. Look at the weight of the ball from Hadji. It's tremendous. And we've said to you before in the first half, Arfield will get forward. Look at the over. Look at the beautiful touch. Neil mentioned in commentary at half-time, he's quite right. Hadji's not blessed with the greatest amount of pace, but look at his touch, look at the weight of the pass, look at the run from Arfield. That's a top class goal. It really is. Beautiful over from Morelos. Outside of the right foot. Excellent. He has a wee look at the linesman to check. Excellent goal.
And Rangers have not conceded efficient points that Scottish clubs gathered last season. They've already done their bit. It's all about rankings, and Scotland could climb above Turkey in those European standings. And
what a move this is. That was superb football.
It's come for Kent. Camera. Barisic. Tavernier is waiting, and Tavernier has scored!
Yes!
And Rangers lead by 2-0. James Tavernier, 7 goals in his last 7 games. And some breathing space now for Rangers with just over half an hour to play. One full back to the other.
By the way, that you've hit the nail on the head. Wait till you see where the two fullbacks are. We're not doing the goal justice, by the way. That's a great delivery in, but look where he is. Look where he is. That's tremendous. Tremendous forward play from both Rangers fullbacks. But I need to tell you, Clive, the move all the way back was sensational. Tavernier started the move. He fired the ball into Morelos. Morelos took a great touch and released Kamara, who went down.
Ömer'in ortası. Bomboş marka, kafayı vurdu. McGregor ve savunmanın müdahalesi yeterli olmadı.
Hello and welcome to the Gers TV, the biggest, the best and the original live Rangers chat show. It's myself, Si Leslie here, and Sandra.
Sandra, how you doing, guys?
Loads and loads to talk about tonight. Massive week it's been for the famous Glasgow Rangers. We're going to talk about that European game in a wee minute. First of all, what do we need to do?
We need to like and share, guys. Go and share the page. For us, doesn't need to be a Rangers page. Any group you've got, get us out there, guys.
The more people that share it, the more people watch, and it just gets bigger and bigger and better all the time, guys. Different sponsor this week. We've got a new sponsor. We're going off fizzy tonight.
81 power drinks. Thanking
That's for you.
Thanking you.
That's all I need, something to make me hyper.
That's all you need. That's supposed to be nice. I wonder if that would work with whiskey. You can put it in Morgan's.
Yep. I don't know Morgan's. She'll not let me put it in her right enough.
Oh! Yellow cab.
No, it's not yellow cab.
Aye.
Right, loads of talking about. We're going to talk about the sponsor in about 5 minutes time. 81. It's a new Rangers connected energy drink. Energy drink. We've had a partnership with them, but we'll speak
Power
to them
drink.
later on.
Power drink it's called.
Power drink, aye, exactly. Power drink. I'm calling it energy drink. What's the difference? That's put you under pressure. European game, right? Let's start the European game. All right, guys. Rangers 2, Galatasaray 1. I think it was an absolutely outstanding performance. First of all, Galatasaray are named in Europe. Never forget that. They've been right up at the top. They're always a hard team to beat, and Rangers made it like a picnic to me. Honestly, I thought it was fantastic.
I will, for one. I give Tav a hard time all the time, guys. I always say I don't think he's captain material, but he's 8 goals in 8 games, and who wouldn't complain at that? I take my hat, honestly, I eat my hat now for, eat my words. For,
eat your hat?
Well, I eat my words for giving him a hard time, because he is doing well.
Right, just checking the microphone. I think I've got something right in my mind, and I'll just double check. Guys, it should be better now, but
stop opening those sweeties in your poke.
Right, just let us know if it's better now, because I moved that a wee bit. It should be better, but it's a 30-second delay. Any better? Give the thumbs up, guys, just so we know it's better. You can hear me rustling. Okay. Oh.
Outclassed them all in all
right.
departments.
I think it's better now, because you need to mention it for about 10 seconds. We'll carry on the now. Give the thumbs up, let us know it's alright, guys. Still fuzzy. Still fuzzy. Right. I don't know. Right, we'll just sort it in a wee second, guys. Right, I'll just keep talking. We're sorting it out. Maybe
I'm the same, Sandra. Sid Barrett, I take it that was your view on Tav.
Aye,
And you're getting to see him a different light now.
we're just sorting it. Sandra's going to talk for a couple of seconds and I'm going to fix this, right? I'm not sure. Just sure when I'm turning off. Right.
Right, that is windy, said James Peebles. Right, someone's mic's breaking up. Right, we're trying to fix that, guys.
We're doing a rehaul today.
But I eat my hat. I take back my words on Tav. He's really played his wee socks off there. And as I said, he's eight goals in 8 games, guys. So, fair play to him.
1, 2, 3, guys. Let me know that's any better. That should be a lot better, guys. Just give a wee thumbs up so we know it's sorted now. We're doing some technical work today and messed about. Should be better. Sounds like a Velcro gusset. Is there any other kind of gussets?
Warren Rainey said Tav was outstanding.
Just give a wee thumbs up so we can hear us alright, guys. Let me know if there's still a problem with it. Tav's goal, I've got to say, right, see if that was any other team in Europe or all the world, international football, if you actually watch the goal again, from the start to the ball getting in the net, Tav runs the whole length of the pitch. Every single ball that's played is right to the Rangers player. It's almost as if it's been practiced in the training ground, right? However, you go like that, will you ever be able to reenact that on the park? Against a quality team like that, yet they managed to do it. For me, Tav's run, his movement off the ball as well, and then you've got 2 left backs, you've got the two defenders, you've got Barisic crossing the ball, Tav, and I think as well what a lot of people miss it is Morelos. See when Morelos runs to the back post, their attack's waiting on the ball going to Morelos, and Tav goes, because Morelos was a striker, Tav goes in the middle, and what a finish, what a header. That's the kind of goal that any other team, they'll be talking about and showing you for months to come.
I think even Morelos is looking a lot happier, even when you watch him play.
Oh, outstanding, outstanding. And it's good that it's not the same players that are scoring all the time.
But I had Hadji, somebody had mentioned Hadji there about the assists. Hadji has the highest record for assists now, so fair play to him. I still got a lot to see for him.
People are saying that Hadji's not doing well now, right? If he's not doing well and that's his assists now,
I know.
He'll come good. He's a young boy, he'll come good.
What is he, 21, isn't he?
I think so, aye. The other thing I was going to say was the 2 goals in the European game were fantastic. Just Tav's goal was so good
I know
that you don't speak it for another one. But the football that Rangers played and the ease that they played it, and the defence, I've got to say the defence are outstanding. Again in Europe, we've all criticised them, and most people have. I had my hands up, I've done it. But Golston, he was playing 40, 50 yard balls.
Yes, I know.
And it was outstanding. Hilander, fantastic. You need to go through the whole team. I just thought Rangers were really well outstanding, and all credit to them. They're in the group stages for that, and they deserve it.
I'm just looking at everybody's comments. They're all saying the same about Tav. I was his biggest critic, guys, and I eat my words now because he's doing well.
Aye, so that's him scoring about 8 goals in 8 games.
Aye, definitely 8 goals, 8 games.
And if you were going to talk about having you're talking about a defender, right? If a defender scored goals like that's the kind of goals you want for a striker.
Right, we'll take the call for Tim81 before the Ross County highlights.
Aye, we're going to do all this in a minute. Aye,
yes.
We'll sort all this in a minute. So what we're basically doing is, guys, just let us know your opinion on the European game. But I think Rangers don't have any to fear. We'll talk about the draw as well.
Hello, Sarah. How are you doing?
Hi, Sarah. How you doing? We'll talk about the draw as well. We've obviously been doing Benfica, Standard Liège, and Lech Poznan. Rangers will win that group. That's my prediction right away. We've got nobody to fear in that whatsoever.
Jim McLaughlin, glad you're both back tonight. If Tav's goal had been scored in Spain, Italy, correct. France, Germany, it would have been goal of the season.
Yep, correct. So, let us know your thoughts, guys, on Rangers' performance.
What do you think about the signing?
Right,
said Paul Sargent. There we go.
My big mate Paul Sargent has made a great point. Just a quick one. Welcome to Ibrox. I want to get this right. Pogani, Zungo. Right, because I got it right. Sandra was laughing all right because I was getting it right. Pogani, Zungo. South African, 27 years old, midfielder. We signed him for, I think it was Amiens FC. Alright. Rangers have been trying to get he's a big strong midfielder. Rangers have been trying to get him for months. So there's definitely seeing something in them, but they also got the price down, which is a good bit of business. Last minute was a good bit of business.
But they know we went for him before and it all went.
Aye, and he might be that link that we need. See if he can shoot outside the box. Ideal. I think he'll be a great addition to the squad. What I'm asking you to do tonight, guys, is send us in your song for him. He needs a song. I'll try and put my volume up a wee bit, guys. It's near me. We're looking for a song for the new midfielder. Begani, Zongo. I'm going to start as Afi. Billy, don't be a hero.
Billy, don't be a hero.
Zongo, don't be a jungle. You're gonna be red, white and blue. You know the 70s song? Zongo, don't
I bet
be
you
a jungle.
Natalie will jump right on this one.
Somebody might have a better Rangers song from.
She's good at making songs.
Let's hear it. We've got a song for our new midfielder, but welcome to Ibrox, and I think he's going to be, for what her accounts, he's going to be the link that we need.
Jimmy Bell will be having fits trying to spell his name.
I know. But no, fantastic.
Dear.
Right, we're going to do a wee call. Before we do it, we had a wee chat earlier on about people keep saying that the show's too biased and
Yes.
a wee bit sectarian that, but we called all these names under the years, and somebody said to us one day, why don't you get a Tim on? I wasn't for it.
Right.
Right.
Well, there was I wasn't too keen on it, guys.
We're going to get Tim on tonight.
Right.
We'll get him on, and if the rest of behaviour, he can stay on. Alright? So we're going to phone a Tim for the first time in the Gers TV history. We're going to phone
Let's do it.
Is it a Tim or a Jungle Jim? Right.
We'll go for a Tim.
Here we go. Just wait the call going. Ringing.
How do you know it's ringing?
Hello.
Canny?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Brilliant. I believe I've got Tim on.
Yes, speaking.
Tim, how you doing? It's Simon here and Sandra at the Gers TV.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks guys. How are you?
Here, we're just going to try and get the volume up a wee bit.
I can't hear it at all,
Right,
so.
I'm struggling to hear it.
Yeah, that's on maximum.
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the volume up here a wee bit. We should be able to hear this as soon as I
that'll be
bring
too
this
high.
in. We'll soon find it in 2 seconds. Hi, is that any better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, perfect. So, Tim, welcome to the Gers TV. Give us a wee introduction to who you are and why we're calling you tonight.
Well, my name's Tim Jones. I'm the sales manager for 81 in the UK. It's a new Swiss brand, which we're bringing into the shores, just as you're bringing in the new Swiss player to Rangers.
Okay, very good.
Yep. And it's an energy drink, is that right?
It's a power
Yeah,
drink.
it's we call it a power drink because it's
Yep.
got a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole premise of why we're bringing it into the UK is we started a project called Racing Heroes, which retrains injured servicemen into motorsport mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And 81 came on board as our Swiss sponsor to fund the training of the injured veterans. And then they were so impressed with what we're actually doing, they basically said, set up the UK for distribution, and every 2p from every can that's sold goes into the Racing Heroes project.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Very good.
So, quick one about yourself. Is your first name actually Tim, or is that just a nickname?
No, that is my real name. It's short for Timothy, which I only get called when I'm very naughty.
No wonder. And I believe, have you got some stories yourself? Some stories about your past as well with your nickname?
I was normally called Jonesy
Yep.
from a young age. But when I joined the army, that just stuck.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
you were a veteran yourself, that's right, yeah?
Yes, that's how I got involved with the Racing Heroes project.
Yeah.
And I got injured back in 2009 on Operation Panther's Claw. I fell out of a Chinook helicopter as we broke cover. We got contacted by the enemy. Rounds went through the cockpit and I fell off the tailgate, breaking my neck, my back, brain injury, shoulder, quad injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a bad day at work.
I know, I've heard that story, that's why I wanted to speak about it. And is that why you got involved with trying to help with
The veterans?
The veterans and things like that with this project?
Yes. For myself, I've gone through quite an extensive rehabilitation, and I retired quite happily. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, is that any better now?
Ah, I can just about hear you.
Right, just asking, what's the future with the Rangers and the United? What's the plan to work together?
Oh, I can't make out what you're saying. The line's terrible.
I'm trying to talk louder on it. What's the future plan for the club and the Energy Drink?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, what's the future plans for Rangers and the Energy Drink together?
No, sadly I can't really make out what you're saying.
Right, no problem. We'll just get some answers from you on the page.
Hello?
I should be got some information on the right, there's no problem. Thanks for giving the detail. Alright. Right, so basically what's happening there, guys, is I believe that Rangers are going to be connected, and it's the only people that can buy the drink is through Rangers.
Through Rangers, yep.
Rangers related retailers.
Yep.
The drinks just came out, and it's going to basically be available in the Bristol bar just now. That's the only, because you're connected with
The Bristol bar is the only one that's the stockist of it. And the link below, the link there is on
the... You know, guys.
Yep, there's the link for
the
to buy it, guys.
The reason we were trying to get Tim on was basically because he had an accident when he was serving the armed forces, and he came back, and this is his project he's involved in, and it's just to basically put a wee bit back in, and Rangers have always been involved with armed forces, so he sent us a couple of cans along. He's calling in, I'll see if we can get him this time, see what happens here.
See what's happening.
Hello.
Oh, hi, I can hear you.
Oh,
far better, right, far better now. There you go, you must have paid the bill, I forgot to pay the phone bill. Aye, I was just asking, Tim, what's your plans and Rangers' plans for the future with the drink?
Well, what we're looking to do is set up a canning plant eventually in the Glasgow area to actually bring money into the area, as well as provide employment for other injured veterans. So it's very veteran focused. And so with the partnership with Rangers, we're going to promote ourselves heavily as much as we can, and also get out into the bars, the clubs, and let the fans try the energy drink.
So I believe so far you've got the Bristol bar. I was just saying that there. The Bristol's they've started stocking it already. Yeah,
and within the first day they sold out.
Yeah, Bristol bar's a great wee bar.
They sell out.
Yeah.
I paid a visit when I came up last weekend.
Yeah.
Fantastic place.
Yep, definitely.
What did it drink it with? What is it, like a Red Bull and vodka sort of type drink, or?
Is it Morgan's you take it with?
Red Bull, is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Most of the lads who are drinking in there are using spiced rum and 81.
I thought you were going to say 81 drink and Buckfast. But no, that sounds great. So I take it that the supporters that are watching tonight, they'll be able to buy the drink in the future, in the near future.
Yeah, we've got an online shop which we're currently starting to send out all the stock. Got to Glasgow today.
Yeah,
so
we've got a link on as well. Just as
got a link there,
put
guys.
The link up.
It's on the screen. There's a link there.
There's a few guys asking me if I prefer it to the whiskey. I prefer the whiskey, but I quite happily get a wee promotion. That is quite nice.
Can you hold the can up again, Si?
Yeah, you probably try it with the whiskey as well. We'll just put the cans up now, guys. We're going to be stocked up. We've got a few cans for next week as well. We will drink this the next couple of weeks because we want to show our support, and obviously the money's going towards the Armed Forces and Rangers Football Club. Yep. So guys, get a wee support. Tim, great call, mate.
Thanks for calling us, Tim, and sorry about the hassle there.
No worries. I've been through worse.
So have we.
Listen, mate, all the best, and we wish you all the success with the partnership.
Thanks for the sponsorship.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks. Bye.
Brilliant, great.
Yeah, great to talk to you.
Hey, bye.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
So that's it. It's called 81, guys. We just got asked if we get a wee promotion last minute, and we thought we would get a wee go. 81, it's a power drink. You can buy it in the Bristol bar. You can buy it online on the link, and I'm sure other Rangers pubs will be selling it in the future.
Mark Dunnett says get it in Oswell, so that's up to Brian to get it in stock for you there, guys.
I'm sure people can get involved with that, definitely. But no, it's good to see Rangers still doing things. The one thing about the club, they always do things for the Armed Forces, and they're the first ones in everything.
Yep, I've just seen Annabelle. Annabelle, I'll give William that mask for you. He'll replace your mask, Annabelle.
Yep.
She did buy one of our masks, but William kind of broke it.
Did he? Aye.
Yes.
That big piece he has.
Aye.
Let's say, who was the winner last week for the mask?
Andy Graham, was it? I'm not sure, I'm sure it was
Andy Graham,
We'll go with
and
Andy
he's on the
Graham.
night. Aye, he will go home.
Brilliant, there you're there, Andy Graham. Going to give me contact your page, will you, and give me your address, and you can have a mask.
Linda, I'm doing fine. Linda's asking how I'm doing.
Dan Ramsey, sorry for the
I'm
card.
fine. I took
Sean
the...
Ramsey here, just want to say hi from Bar 33.
Aye.
I can't comment myself as I have been given a 24-hour ban for advertising my fireworks for sale on my Facebook page. Sorry to hear about that.
Have we missed anybody? Loads and loads of comments. Remind, let us know where you're from, guys.
Linda Ward, how you doing?
Aye, she's asking how I'm doing because I told you about I took the thing tablets,
Yes,
the fat bundle.
yes, aye.
And she told me to take buy 2 packets, so I bought 2 and ate them. And next thing you know, I was overdosing on fat bundles for 2 days, and I started taking bad. I'm feeling ill for 2 days. It turns out it was tablets I shouldn't have been taking.
Any using vouchers? Voucher friends?
Aye, the voucher. I'm trying to get an update on it. I'd sent I've got a wee connection with Rangers now. I sent a text in and I've no any feedback on it. My own opinion is, I think if we could afford them, it would be a fantastic deal. The boy played against us years ago at the Emirates tournament and he was outstanding. He needs a breath of fresh air. Will we get him? I don't know anything about it apart from what I've seen online today, and I don't know if we'll get him, but I'd love to see him at Ibrox.
Can you keep sharing the page, guys? Doesn't need to be a Rangers page. Any group pages I've got, please share away to me.
Aye, share, right. Tell 10 to 10, 10 to tell 10.
Gordon Houston, Sid Barrett, Toronto, David Mortimer, Leicestershire, Mark Officer, Belfast,
And for
Donna
Snaky.
Javison, what is it, and for Snaky?
And for Snaky.
Blue was here, Stephen McLucas, Europe, Warren Rainey, Deputy Scott is always good.
Aye, no, that's good. Next week we're going to do an Old Firm special because there's no game on at the
Looking
weekend.
forward to the Old Firm, yes, we
So,
are, Andy Graham.
That'll be the big one, Old Firm special next week. Just before I forget, we've got a tie-in going to happen with Mr. Sings.
Yes.
Who, even before the tie-in, I've said it forever, and most of you guys will probably agree, the best Indian restaurant in the world.
Ever, yes.
As always, I've always said it, I love to go in, get a nice curry in it. It's old home of the Bombay Loyal, satay, gobi, all good blue noses, lovely meal, all the stars go in it, not just the Gers TV
That
stars.
came up in our my times
Aye,
thing
the
with the
last year
memories. We all went. And,
I was in it the weekend. I got my usual Gandhi's Revenge, the hottest curry you can get. Woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wondered why I done it. And we're going to be doing competitions every month now through Mr. Singh. So the punters, the fans now that watch the Gers TV will have a chance to watch the show and have the chance to win a meal at Mr. Singh's every month.
Yes.
So that'll be starting for next week. Week off half of it.
Where am I laughing? I'm laughing at my memories. Right, there we go. I hope that's only water. Aye, you're drinking.
No, you must have missed that part. It's just new energy drink. It's a new energy drink. Rangers have brought a partnership with them, so they've sent us a couple of cans along the night, but it's quite strong, so I'm hyperactive for it.
Right, Andy Graham, I better got to use the message the page with address because it's you that won the man. Thank you. I'm calling you hello. I see you.
Aye. And anybody that's never been to Mr. Sing's, that's the place to go to for a curry.
Definitely, that was the best curry out that night.
I'll tell you the new guys, all the punters that are watching it, they'll know what I'm talking about. You go in it, all the Rangers guys are in it, all the Rangers players, staff. It's one of the places you go to once, it becomes your local, you get treated really well, and the curries are fantastic.
Murphy Robinson, good evening from Loyalist.
Still wearing it, Sid.
Cambridge.
Still wearing it, noon again.
Right, the highlights of...
Aye, so we've got the next game, we've got the Ross County game at Ibrox.
Yes.
We're going to stick game on, guys, let us watch. There you go. Watch the TV on the internet and watch the TV
Yeah. So Thursday's game is a far better game than... I've seen a lot of things online saying that Rangers are playing better with it empty in the park. Nobody on their back, aye. I don't know if that's true. Everybody's all got a different opinion, eh? There is. Yeah, shouldn't I? They need to fight for it now.
I'm happy that
Oh, I see that there's teams out there that's worse, playing worse than us, you know what I mean?
I've seen them play better than that. Losing games, that's halfway. Yeah, the fact that one there will put it on
Yeah. Very golden body. Yeah, that was number 2. Number 3, the energy drink. 4. Yeah, it was your Rangers signing. You going to swap your box there? Right, guys, going to please share the page for us, guys. I know we're going to go to Alan Stewart's Bear Hut, guys.
Yep.
Have a wee video for that there. What a place that is, guys.
Definitely looks the part, guys. Hopefully we've got the sound system fixed now. The mic we were doing it for a lot of holiday and basically started again. So we were doing tests with stuff and new mics came in. So hopefully it's working better now. That'll definitely be fixed for next week. Going to do the Whisky of the Month before I forget. It's the Loudon Domino's team. The original Loudon Tavern, Duke Street. Cardo Gold Reserve Single Malt Scotch Whisky. And what do you think of that bear hunting?
Oh, it was fantastic. Somebody said online it wasn't a bear hut, it's a pub.
That's as good as you'll get, that bear hut. It's Alan Stewart's a bit of bits, is he?
I'm not sure, but
We're going to phone see if we can get hold of Alan, get a quick chat with his bear hut. A wee reminder, guys, the loyal toast, God save the Queen.
long may she reign.
Sounds better and it tastes better, Andy. That should be his fixed name. We're trying to get Alan because he's obviously...
Please share, guys. We've lost
Anybody that does a bear hut, we're going to contact him, we're going to do
Yes.
videos, and we're going to...
They're also getting a framed
certificate
now for us.
Yep. Don't know what happened. Magners he spoiled. Is that must be in his bar? I don't think it was Magners he was drinking though. I don't think it was Magners. I think it's a Magners glass, but it was a lager he was pouring, to be fair. Nicholas Stubborn, that's a great name, that.
Are you going to give him a wee call?
We're just going to try and get through to Alan the Newt.
Whoa.
Alan, how you doing?
There,
Si
how
here.
you doing?
How you doing, Si? You alright?
Aye, Sandra's on as well. Just a quick call,
How you
obviously.
doing, Sandra?
I'm fine, how are you?
We've
Aye,
just,
no bad, no bad.
we've just showed your video there. I know you're watching it as well, just to let everybody know. So it's your bear hut.
Aye, aye. My man cave, my man cave.
Your
Aye.
man cave.
So tell us a
Your
wee bit
bell
about
or
it.
your man cave?
Aye, I know, I went over the top, I think, a wee bit.
How long did that take you to build that?
About 3 months. all
Very
in.
good, very good.
So I says, still wee bits to do, but I says, the fucking video, somebody pouring their fucking tenants into
Oh,
a
no
cider
swearing.
glass, come on.
Yellow card.
Right,
No
yellow
swearing.
card, no swearing.
Yellow card.
Alright, aye.
Okay.
I says, that's the worst part of it. A
Aye.
pint of lager into a cider glass, I could have felt it.
Aye, no, I've seen that, but it's just one of these things. So was lager or drinking them or no asking?
Aye, aye. Definitely no cider.
And what's the highlight of your wee Rangers bar then?
What was the
I don't
first
know.
thing you bought? What was it? How did you start it?
I've collected memorabilia for years. I said it was just not getting away on holiday this year. Just put the money into something else.
Put it
Very
together.
good. Aye,
know,
it
so-
looks good. It looks really good.
Aye, it's getting there. Still a wee bit to do, and I'll be finished. Then I've got a big cargo to get through.
Very
No,
good.
definitely, it sounds great. And obviously we'll probably even we're looking at doing different shows and different ideas. And one of them's going to be going to visit places and doing some Rangers historical stuff. So we might even try and get a wee invite after you when you've got that big cargo in.
Aye, bar's full, new kegs in and everything for next weekend, hopefully.
That's good. We've got a certificate for you to put in your wall for the Gers TV.
Perfect.
Good,
But
good.
brilliant. No, Alan, just great. It was just a quick call just to thank you for sending the video in. We'll send that wee certificate out and we'll try and get in and get a wee visit to it as well.
Aye, welcome anytime, mate. Welcome anytime.
And thanks for the video. Thanking you.
No worries. Speak to you soon.
Speak to you
Cheers,
later.
pal. All the
Right,
best.
bye.
Bye.
Well, I've got to say, the bear huts every week are getting better
Aye,
and
that's
better.
outstanding, isn't it?
Started with Stephen, Steve
I didn't
McPherson.
think anybody would debate Stevens, but
They're
it's
all
been
really
good, isn't it? They're
Aye.
all really
It's
good.
good how they're doing them. It's
Yep.
good, the idea.
They're all putting a lot of time and effort into them.
They're fantastic. So that was another one there, guys. If you've got a bear hut, contact us. We'll either come out and see you, or we'll sort it or whatever. Aye, swearing, he's got himself out for the swearing. It's just because we've got a lot of kids watching the show now, guys. Lots of people tell us their kids watch it and the years a wee out, and we don't want to lose the kind of viewers and all that. Aye, so we're
Just
just
face masks.
face masks. How have we done? Them sold about 200-300.
Aye, but it's sold out there a wee while, so they're back on Black Bull.
The Black Bull Canvas
Black
line
Bull
has some.
Canvas Lang has got them back in stock, and we have a few. So if you're wanting a face mask, they're the usual. Just message it at the page, and I'll get back to you and send it out to you. They're £6, and that's including the postage. So just give us a wee text, guys, and I'll get them to you.
Yep.
But they're doing really well. Also, lotto numbers.
The Rangers Lotto. If you
Rangers
play it-
lotto numbers, and if guys, the money goes back into the academy. The Rangers.
I never
so
made the
there's-
Rangers Lotto. That whiskey's make me Rangers Lotto. Right, that's the numbers up.
There's the Rangers lotto numbers there, guy. Oh, they're up above me now. Right, okay. That's the Rangers lotto numbers, guys. 10, 27, 47, 49, and the bonus ball was 8. So
If you
again,
want to
if
play
you
it,
want the
give us a
lotto
shout.
numbers, if you want, it's £1 a week, and it comes out weekly out your bank, not monthly. And every week they'll take the £1 if that's all you're playing one shot. And the £1 covers you for 3, a Wednesday and a Saturday, and also the monthly draw.
It gives a wee bit back into the club, doesn't it?
It puts your money back into the club, and you've got the likes. What's the wee boy's name? I can't remember now.
What wee boy?
The wee boy go through the academy.
Patterson. Which one?
No. The wee boy, the wee latest boy there. He played in Leon. Right, it's alright, forget it.
I can't remember which one.
Right, William Scott, are you listening to get my mask? Said Isabel, you listening?
So
Yes,
guys-
Annabelle, he'll give you a mask.
You want a mask, contact the show later on. You want to join the pools, contact us later on. It's that simple. Anything else? What else we got to talk about we're going to get Mark Dingwall on in a minute.
Yes.
And he's going to talk about the fans' experience, the kind of journalist sort of thing. If you've got a chance, watch a video we've uploaded on the YouTube page. It's basically, there's a few fan sites have been allowed to kind of do the journalist and go to the games. It's the way the clubs try to progress and get rid of the, basically so they don't get using the old media style and it's a fan media. Big Mark's been doing the follow for 30 years now or whatever. He's going to give we're going to give him a wee call in a minute and we'll get a chance to speak to it. Just a bit of his experience on it and how it feels and how the setup is. But it's a good video. If you get a chance, watch it on YouTube. We'll give him a wee call in a wee second, right? See if we can get through to him.
While we're waiting, Robert MacArthur, I'll bring yours on Saturday.
So we should get through to Mark now. Si, pour another one, you deserve it. Nicola, I will be going for it, I'm telling you. It is absolutely fantastic. Nicola Stubbers.
Hello there.
Mark, how you doing?
Hello, Mark.
No bad.
How are you doing?
Mark,
Good.
I was just explaining there, you basically get to represent Follow every week for the, like so the journalist sort of thing, for Ibrox. You hear us alright?
Hello there.
Aye, do you hear us?
I must be the only person that's been hearing you tonight.
I know, I know. We had a wee technical issue.
The technical issue is somebody who's cut the string for the 2 tin cans you were using.
That's what happens, because early before the show I said I'll have a wee whiskey at the start of the show for a change. Forgot to put the batteries in now, so it was. Mark, explain what you've been doing. You've been going to Ibrox and doing your journalist over at the Ibrox for the matches.
Yeah, I think it's slightly changed for the photographers in recent weeks, but Ibrox was assessed by, I believe it was the SFA came in, and they were assessed that they would allow 20 journalists in and 3 photographers. And basically, when we go in, you're on the, you have, before you leave the house in the morning, you have to send them an email confirming that, you've not had any symptoms, that you've not been in contact with anybody that's tested positive.
Yep.
You go over and the entrance is
pies.
beside. Sorry?
Eat all their pies.
Because sadly, don't get any. You've got to take your own in. And,
is it cheesy meat roll man, no there? For the 70s.
This is another cheese. let's not go there. And so, anyway, it's nice that you're allowing me to speak so freely, Simon. But when you go over there, there's an entrance fee for the journalists. It's I think it's gate 19. It's just beside the entrance for the Waddle Suite at Gers. And so you go there, your name's in the list, they take your temperature, they make you wash your hands, make sure you've got a mask on, and then you walk in to the west enclosure and you're going in, you go up one stair, and when you come out, you've got to come out another one and then out the exit. When you're in there's usually between 3 or 4 seats between you and the next guy. We've kind of got them, they've got stickers on them saying you can sit here, you can sit there. The back of the west enclosure, some of you who might have seen the setup they've got for the Rangers TV or the Sky TV, they've built a scaffolding platform there, and that's where the studio basically is. Emma Dodds and her
It's
team.
a bit like the old EGM when they had the EGM at the Ibrox.
That's it exactly, and I would say that's about halfway along towards the broomy, and then round about where the where the benches are, then those seats are kind of cordoned off, and about half of them are for the backroom staff and the players. So some of them are on the bench. Probably the majority of them are actually sitting in amongst the where fans would normally sit, just so that they've got more space between them.
Mark, just a question. See the way he's come in the stadium. I've watched the video, obviously. Is that the way it's going to be in the near future for the fans? That kind of, because that's a big operation.
I've no idea. I mean, if people can look on some sites for Young Boys Bern in particular. I mean, I stuck a post on follow.com, both the message board and the Facebook today, and you and I have had pals in Bern for a long time.
Yeah.
So they were allowed in 11,000 of them at the weekend against Vaduz.
Right.
And so they're not allowed to sing. If you go down to the concourse at half time and you start talking to other people, there are safety stewards that break up your conversation. So again, they're able to get people in. When you saw them queuing to get in, they were packed kind of like sardines. To be honest, there was no social distancing. The way you would say, for instance, see people outside Lidl or Aldi.
Yeah.
But that might just be that part of Switzerland where they're all basically German speakers, so they want to get their beach towels down and
The thing is, it doesn't sound like much fun. You're at the Fat Boy to enjoy yourself. You're seeing they're not allowed to sing. They're getting their conversations broke up. Is that the way it's going to be in Scottish football? Do you think in the start again?
I think the practicality of it is that even the simple measures they're taking at Ibrox, if you try to upscale that to a couple of thousand people, never mind half the stadium, let's say they've got in Switzerland or some of the other countries in the continent, then the number of stewards that you would have to employ to enforce that, to check everybody, to enforce that, they were...
Can it be feasible?
You're not allowed to sing, you're not allowed to chant. The practicality is everybody does jump up when your team scores, as we saw from Switzerland the last couple of weeks. In Switzerland, they're also allowing half the people into the ice hockey. Is a huge sport over there. So, for instance, in Bern again, their ice hockey team, I think the ice hockey stadium holds something over 10,000, and there's about 7,000 allowed in.
Yep.
And that's an indoor stadium, which you think would be even more.
That doesn't make sense.
The less circulation of the air and whatever. So, in terms of being able to ramp it up, when Rangers played pre-season in France, then I think they were allowed 5,000 in that stadium. So it's doable, but is it doable for more than 5,000 people in a stadium the size of Ibrox? I think you start to get to the point where you would have to get mathematicians in to work out, how many turnstiles you're going to vote and how many people brush by it. How do you sanitize it all? So, in terms of keeping people absolutely safe from infection, well, we know how difficult that is in any case. I tend to think, without becoming a boring COVID, as everybody has become in the last couple of months. I think either, there's got to be a vaccine, or else people will have to accept that there is a level of infection in society that is not going to go away, and we'll have to grin and bear it.
It's a new normal, isn't it?
Carry on regardless.
New normal.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at the Evening Times today, and they've got infections rates for the whole of the city. And in my part of the town, out in Knightswood, then you're talking, one part of Knightswood Park West, there's 3,400 people live there, and 4 of them have tested positive. So it's no huge numbers, but it can easily skyrocket. And at the end of the day, who wants to die and who wants to end up, with a throat shoved in your, in your throat. Some of the people that survive here, I know Simon would quite into a bit.
I'm not smiling at.
Let's talk about health rather than pleasure. So I think it'll be. I think football clubs that we've been to in Scotland, we're lucky in Ibrox that we've got the size of the concourses we have.
Yeah.
Even in the old main stand. So I think we'll be better off than most. But the government in Scotland has obviously made it their guiding light is almost, we'll do everything last, we'll be the safest of the safe, and nobody can blame us. We'll do everything after England, Northern Ireland and Wales. We'll do it later than them, we'll do it tougher than them. So I think we're in for some hard times.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But But you makes you wonder what happens next season. I mean, I was saying on the website the other day there, if you look at the Glasgow Warriors, the rugby union team, professional rugby union team in Glasgow, their ground at Scotland takes about 7,500. And what they've done this year with their season tickets is you renew your season ticket or you buy a new one. It's 55 quid.
Right.
And then what they're saying to you is later in the year, if you're allowed in, then we'll charge you a bit more. And then if we get half the stadium or a quarter of the stadium, we'll charge you more in a couple of months and then at the turn of the year. And I think with a lot of the season tickets that have been sold in Scotland and England, fans are making a big contribution.
And get nothing back.
You just wonder how long can that go on for without seeing a game, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's tough. It's going to be, I think we're moving into new territory for the longer term here. But coming back to the football, is it odd to be in a 50,000 seater stadium and there's maybe between the staff and the directors are allowed a certain number of guests as well in the director's box. So you're probably, games maybe getting played in front of 100 people at Ibrox. You know, by the time you count all the stewards and the the cameramen and whatever. It is odd. I mean, I've done it before. I mean, I saw a couple of games a good few years ago. Queen's Park against Peterhead was one of them. At Hampden.
Yeah.
So it is slightly surreal. Do the players mind? It doesn't show. I mean, I think where we're sitting, we're kind of maybe about myself and Davy Edgar and Bob McElroy. We sit in a wee group, so we're maybe 7 or 8 rows from the front.
Yep.
So you're really quite close to the players. I think players that reach a level where they're playing professionally, they do tend to be quite driven and competitive at whatever they do. So I felt as a fan a definite buzz around the Galatasaray game, but that might just because people like us were always online and listening to radio and whatever. But I thought that was a bit more intense. But I haven't really been able to detect that they're any slower or less committed than any of the games. In fact, I don't normally sit and see the games from the West Enclosure. Many years ago, I had tickets for the East Enclosure, so you're close to the action. And what I've enjoyed seeing is the way that we're playing out from the back. It's very crisp. Whether it's the new guy Balogun, whether it's big Goldson, it's been Tavernier, Davis is coming back and collecting the ball. It's been great joy to watch because they're not panicking, and even when the opposition is quite tight to them, it's very crisp, short passing to maintain possession. So the style of football, I've really been enjoying it this year.
So just a quick one before you go, Mark. Will you get to the Old Firm game in 2 weeks' time?
Will anybody be watching it?
Aye.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. From listening to the garbled stuff from Nicola today, I get the feeling that they will probably have the curfew. I think they'll take the curfew down from 10 o'clock in pubs and clubs to maybe 8 o'clock or even 9 o'clock.
That's a recipe for a disaster.
I think in
the stream just went there. So we just got cut off there, guys. I just double check what happened. 2 seconds, guys. I'll just get this back on again. I think something happened with the connection.
That's what they seem to be. Yep. That's what they seem to be focused on. How that works out for football at the moment, people are a lot more. Guy, or whether you steal the signal for free from somewhere. That does worry me about the whole culture of the thing. If it goes on for a couple of years. But as far as the Old Firm goes, I think it sells itself. I think the interest in the game around the world, though, the novelty won't wear off simply because it's behind closed doors.
Aye, 100%.
So,
It's just going to be.
but
It's just going to be
we-
big, massive parties and houses, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the. Well, I wouldn't be one to ruin other people's fun, but you know, when you look at how serious this disease can be for people who get it, then you know, all kidding and joking aside, I would say to people, you know, err on the side of safety. I've taken in a couple of games myself this year in the pub and enjoyed it, and you know, so long as everybody keeps the head, it's a very pleasant experience. But I think that's mostly down to the social, you know, the publicans controlling the bars. So I would imagine that the Polo, if we do have that game still going ahead and the pub's still been open in and around Glasgow, then I think it'll be pretty heavily policed.
Definitely,
Yeah.
aye. On the streets and at the bars itself, I think you're right
Definitely.
there. No, great call, Mark. Fantastic call. Thanks again for giving the
Good hearing for you.
Mind and send me a can of that fizz you've got there.
I will do.
I just want one of those skull man.
It's 80% caffeine. I'll not be getting sleep tonight.
Along with your whiskies.
Aye, and you can get them in the Bristol as well, Mark. Listen, we'll catch up with you soon, mate. Alright, cheers.
All the best.
Good hearing
Cheers,
for you, Mark. Thanks. Bye.
Loads and loads of comments on there. So that was Mark Dimo. He's been doing the fan experience as a kind of journalist. Rangers picked a few websites to do it, and that's his experience. You can watch it on the YouTube channel as well.
Right, can I catch up with these?
Aye.
Right, Valerie, the Ottawa, Canada, Toronto, the RSC. Hello there. Malcolm, the Melbourne Loyal RSC. Hello there, Jimmy Payton in Belfast. How he's all doing? And Marion for Texas. Glad you could join us all.
Are you doing the old fly man, picking all the places you want to go on holiday? Big Bolfie Govern's like, I've sent the 20 messages in standard. You're like, Las Vegas, where's the Las Vegas one? I quite fancy Barbados.
I like Vegas. I like Vegas. That was good. I liked that.
Listen, that was a really, really good call there. Mark's made a lot of good points. Sadly, it does look dodgy what the future's going to be. Are we ever going to be in football again? Enjoy it? I don't know.
Right.
But really good call. If I missed any comments, we'll try and catch up with him. I think Warren's going to call before the show finishes. We'll see if he gives a wee call with plenty of time.
Alright.
Emma missed it.
No, we were just doing a wee recap. I was just missing, giving a wee mention of the ones I'd missed there. So, as I said, I'll get Annabelle your mask. Robert MacArthur, I'll bring your mask to the Bristol on Saturday. And I might have a few with me if MD's looking for a mask. If I'll no, don't tell William though. Right, there we go, there's Warren.
Something in the bag, but I'll hop over.
Aye.
Body.
Rattling at my feet.
Aye. Warren, how you doing, mate?
How you doing, brother?
All good. How's things, pal?
I'm not too bad, brother. Not
Good.
too bad at all. Back to work and only working 2 days, but absolute nightmare. See, travelling with PPE and all on the trains here in Northern Ireland, absolute nightmare. Kids coming on, sitting beside you and they don't even have anything on. And yeah, it's ridiculous, to be honest. What I'm on about, very important to me and to anyone who knows me, is of course the Protestant Reformation. And today, very important, especially to my own lodge, because my lodge is named after one of the greatest Protestant reformers of the whole Reformation. That's William Tyndale.
Yep.
Tyndale was born in Gloucestershire in England in 1494 into a very religious Roman Catholic family. But he studied, went to Oxford, went to Cambridge, and he studied the scriptures, and he started to find that things weren't really matching up with what the priest was telling him and what he was reading in the scriptures.
Yeah.
So Tyndale decided, like John Wycliffe, the man before him, he was the first of the what they call the Morning Star of the Protestant Reformation. So Tyndale basically took on Wycliffe's crusade, and that crusade was that a Bible should be given to the common people in their own language. So every single English Bible out there today can mark itself back to William Tyndale. Yeah. And because of this, he was known as the most dangerous man in Tudor England. So Henry VIII made him out to be public enemy number one and put a death warrant upon him. And he also employed Thomas Moore, who was an arch-papist, to basically look at what Tyndale was writing and then basically say that it was nonsense and it wasn't right. And they went on a campaign against Tyndale. So Tyndale then left England and went into exile in what is modern-day Belgium and Holland. And there he studied more and more of the scriptures. And a lot of people would look at the scriptures at that time and they would go to the Latin text, but Tyndale didn't. Tyndale, like Martin Luther, also in Germany, he went back to the Greek text and basically looked at exactly when the Bible was first written down, how, you know, the difference between the Latin and the Greek, and then his translation then into English. Also, Melvin Bragg, the famous presenter, did a program about him, and he said that he was, next to Shakespeare, the most important man in the English language, because Tyndale wrote the New Testament in English, and one of the Catholic bishops met with him and said to him, "I would rather follow the teachings of the Pope than the teachings of God." And Tyndale said, "Well, my friend," he says, "I would rather teach the ploughboy to read the Bible. And when I have taught this young man to read the Bible, he will know more about the Bible than the Pope." So what Tyndale was saying was that the working classes will now be able to have a Bible, because before William Tyndale, they couldn't have a Bible.
Yeah,
so Tyndale, as I say, went into exile, produced 3,000 of these Bibles and sent them into England. And some of them made their ways up into Scotland too, and people like John Knox and men like that, they were reading this text and they were getting the holy truth as well. The Catholic Church went on a crusade to get him, and finally one of his friends, who actually was at university with him, who was also an arch-papist, a guy called Milner, he in 1536 caught up with Tyndale in Antwerp, and there he handed him over to the authorities. Tyndale then was taken to a castle just outside Brussels, and on the 6th of October 1536, William Tyndale was burned at the stake for his belief. And what Tyndale did for us today, some of the sayings that we use every day were actually invented by William Tyndale. I'm just going to give you a few of them here. So, to cast the first stone, the salt of the earth, the fat of the land, to fight the good fight, in sickness and in health, one foot in the grave, and let there be light. All William Tyndale's text. So there we are. That's your wee history lesson for the day.
Warren, fantastic call again, mate. Fantastic.
No problem. And as I say, my lodge is Tyndale LOL 1869, and it's very important. I think a lot of people, when they look at the Reformation, they just look at Luther, Calvin, and Knox. But you have to look at all. You have to look at every character that played their role there. You know, there's so many, and a lot of unsung heroes. And to me, Tyndale is probably one of the key stones to the whole Protestant Reformation.
Fantastic information. Anybody's interested in any more, send a wee message privately to Warren.
Yep, private message me and give them whatever they need.
Brilliant. Warren,
on the football, brilliant,
yep.
Absolutely brilliant. We're playing out of our skin. Great signing of Zungu. Great signing. I've seen quite a bit of him online. This year, I would be very much in favour of bringing. The reason being, okay, the guy might be injury prone, and we all know that, but he brings depth to the squad, and he brings experience from playing in the Premiership in England. He's exactly the type of player, if he's fit, that we really could do with, you know. So, yeah, the more depth we have, the better. So that's it, guys. So you all have a great week, and next week then is the Old Firm special then we're doing.
Aye, we're going to do that next week, and we'll get you back on again for that.
Yep.
Super duper. Okay, well everybody keep safe and just carry on and doing what we're doing. It's a hard time for us all, but we just have to get through it.
No problem. Stay safe, brother.
Right,
okay, stay safe.
Right, bye.
Bye.
A special mention, YouTube tonight's been the busiest ever.
Yes.
I don't know what that.
There's a lot on YouTube tonight.
People prefer to watch on YouTube.
Yep.
I think it's a better quality on YouTube, personally, I don't know.
You're two big heads in the telly.
Aye. What?
You're two big heads in the telly with
That's right,
YouTube.
I'm watching them live, aye. My stars.
Yes. It's funny when people go, I see you on the telly. Right, where are we?
Who says
Right,
that
Malcolm.
Who says that to you?
Have you never said that to you? I see you on the telly? I say it all the time. I see you on the telly. Right, hello Malcolm, he's in Melbourne. He's watching before he goes to his work at 7 o'clock in the morning there. So hello Malcolm, thanks for tuning in.
Well,
So enjoy your work.
It's good the fact that there's more people all over the planet basically watching the channel all the time.
I know my sister said she's amazed at how much the biggest variety, but it's all over the country now, all countries.
Yeah, I heard that, I heard
that.
The country. Yellow cards, I won't. No rules. Kids watch this show. The kids in Australia at 7 o'clock in the morning just heard you saying that.
Sandra's losing it, must be that juice. It must be that juice. Don't be giving me any more.
Anyway, enough about your juice. This is a kids show. Right.
I can see him getting slapped.
You started that. How did my shoot?
Two big kids are on my telly, says George.
Oh, we don't want to know what
Two
you're
big
watching. No, guys.
It's getting worse as it goes on.
The YouTube channel's definitely getting bigger and bigger. People, I think, I would recommend watching it on YouTube, but it used to be harder to interact as a word.
Interact is a word you're looking for.
Interaction used to be harder, but it seems to be better. There's more people going on YouTube than ever, which is good to see. Yellow card, there you go, Sandra. Yellow card, yourself
there you go, I've got a yellow
and the swear box.
No, nobody else has donated to it.
I don't swear, that's how.
There
you go, that's it restarted. That's my holiday. The Lanzarote, that's my swear box money. We've missed out, right, let's have a recap.
Right, we've not missed anything out, right, we've done Rangers signing tonight. What about the new Rangers? Somebody asked about the Rangers signing.
Again, we were talking about it earlier on. To be fair, I've not seen the boy playing, but Rangers have been after the guy for ages. I said that earlier on. He's a midfield player. We've probably got too many midfielders, but if the boy's box to box, I think he'll be quality. I think he'll be a good quality player to get. But I need to see him playing. But I wish him all the best now. See, you tell us guys if you know men about him.
Some to stream folks. Right, we had the highlights of the game.
Yep.
We had the highlights. We had what else did we have? We had the sponsor drink. Power 81.
Recap, Rangers have got it's a power drink, it's not an energy drink.
Yes, it's not an energy drink, it's a
quite
power
powerful,
drink.
Right enough, it's like about 50 coffees. But it says new energy on it. I said, there's no energy drink, why does it say new energy?
I don't know, it's a power drink, they call it
a
power
Switzerland,
drink.
I'm going cuckoo, see what that between that and the whiskey. I'll be having
You are cuckoo, but you are cuckoo.
Take the power energy drink, high caffeine content, 32 milligrams.
It's a third of caffeine in that.
But I'm drinking that green tea now. I said free green, I forgot to say I had free green tea.
Oh my god.
Because Lindsay,
green tea,
Linda
whiskey, an energy drink.
Linda Ward told me to drink these green tea tablets. Take these green tea tablets and take the green tea, and I didn't realise they're all got caffeine in them. So basically, I'll probably be up to about 5 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, that's the new caffeine, the new drink that Rangers are promoting, and some of the money goes towards the club, all the veterans.
Yeah, it was James Palmer. It was asking about the new player. There we go. He said I was asking Sandra. Thanks, guys. Andy, what's your thoughts on 81 energy drinks?
I liked it.
I had one in Germany before. That was that guy Malcolm that said that. See?
Aye, that's the first time I've drank it. I'm hyperactive now. It's normal, but I enjoyed it. I'll try it with the Morgans the next time I'm in the Bristol.
Sai was messaging people through the night because they can't sleep with all the caffeine that he's been having.
I know, I didn't realise. A lot of people say that Zunga looks good on the YouTube. Aye, well, but to be fair, we look good on YouTube, do you know what I mean? So that doesn't seem much. But let's hope he proves right, and he is.
You'll be doing the bouncy, says Marion.
I'd like to find out tomorrow we get the boy Jack Wilshere, but we'll find out tomorrow. That's a lot of money I think he's asking for.
Yeah.
Just a big shout out to all the veterans there, as the Peaceful Warriors mentioned it. I think that's us for the night, guys.
That's us, guys. We'll see you next week, and always remember, we are the people.